What do you think of pass interference, both offense and defense, being reviewable for at least 1 year? What do you think of that, Richard?
Well, I think they just put offensive pass interference in there just so it doesn't seem unfair. But I don't think that's a realistic. Just like the penalty, it's one side can be a 50, 60, 75-yard penalty. The other side can only be a 10-yard penalty and repeat the same down.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's obviously a slant in that regard, and I think the same thing will be true for the way they review it. If you see a corner push off and intercept the ball, I think that's going to be defensive pass interference every time. And if you see a receiver push off and catch a fade ball, they'll say, oh, well, he didn't inhibit the corner from making the play. And it's like, well, I don't see if the roles were reversed, then you would see it that way. But that's just the thing about playing defensive football in this league. They want to see points. They want to see the offense be successful, and they have another tool to make sure that happens.
Now, Richard, just so you know, Al Riveron, the head of NFL refs, and speaking to the NFL media group, and he said the same thing to everybody that covers the NFL at every network, showing a video of last year's Thursday night football game where the Chargers got a defensive pass interference call to their benefit on the Chiefs, ball set at the 1 yard line, that if that happens this year, they would go under the review process, and because it was in the last 2 minutes, and they would have called it back, not because it wasn't defensive pass interference, but it would have been an offsetting penalty. They would have called offensive pass interference on a push-off at the same time. They would have done that. That's what they swear to me, that OPI is going to be crucial.
It's always funny how retroactively they say they would have done something, and then the situation will present itself this year, and they won't do that because that's not how this game works. This is an offensive game. They want the ball to be at the one. They want it to be a chance for the offense to score points. So, I mean, it's easy to say in hindsight, man, we would have called that both ways, but in the heat of the battle, when the pressure's on, they're going to call it offense side as they always have.
Okay. So you're basically saying that the defense is second. It's just the second thought by the NFL. I
mean,
much.
We're almost a third thought to special teams at this point.
Come on now. You know punters are people too, Richard. You know that.
I'm just saying. I'm just calling it spade a spade.
Oh, man.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download The Rich Eisen Show app.